Welcome back to Bible Essentials. My name is Sarah Ruff. We are studying Zechariah Chapter 10 today. And remember, it is a continuation of chapters 7, 8, and 9. So we've got to keep that context. Make sure if you're watching these videos, watch them in order or you're going to be totally lost. All right, chapter 10, verse 1. Ask the Lord for rain in the season of the spring rain. The Lord makes the rain clouds, and he will give them showers and rain and crops in the field for everyone. Remember, we are talking about all the blessings that the Lord is going to give the Jews who have returned back to the land, to Jerusalem, to rebuild it and to rebuild God's temple. And if the Lord says they will obey him and follow his commands, he will bless them. He will destroy their enemies. And ask for rain, and I'll give you the rain because I make the rain clouds. But in verse 2, we see that there will be problems. It says, "For the idols speak falsehood, and the diviners see illusions. They relate empty dreams and offer empty comfort. Therefore the people wander like sheep. They suffer affliction because there is no shepherd. My anger burns against the shepherds, so I will punish the leaders. For the Lord of hosts." So in this 2 and 3, we get a glimpse of, you know what? They don't have good leaders. The people of Judah will not have good leaders, and they will be like sheep, have gone astray. They will go astray, and the Lord's anger is going to have to burn against them, just like it did against their ancestors, and he's going to punish their leaders. For the Lord of hosts has tended his flock, the house of Judah. He will make them like a majestic steed in battle. From them will come the cornerstone. From Judah, mind you, the Lord, based on the covenant to Abraham, the covenant to David, that he will always have a son ruling, based on those, and from the tribe of Judah, that a king from the tribe of Judah is going to come, the Messiah is going to come and reign and rule. God has to preserve Judah so that his covenants, he can fulfill his covenants. And one of them is from Judah, he's going to make them a majestic steed in battle, and from them will come the cornerstone. And we know the cornerstone is Christ, and we know he will come from the tribe of Judah. And from them, the tent peg. Well, what does that mean? Well, let me read to you what the tent peg means. Isaiah 22:23 says this. Let me start in verse 22. So Isaiah 22:22 says, "I will place the key of the house of David on his shoulders. What he opens, no one can close, and what he closes, no one can open." Meaning, I will give him full authority. "I will drive him like a peg into a firm place. He will be a throne of honor for his father's house. They will hang on him the whole burden of his father's house, the descendants and the offshoots, all the small vessels, from bowls to every kind of jar. On that day, the declaration of the Lord of hosts, the peg that was driven into a firm place will give way, be cut off and fail, and the load on it will be destroyed. Indeed, the Lord has spoken." So the tent peg was the strongest place, the middle pole of a tent that they would hang everything on. And so Christ is that tent peg. And from them, the battle bow. And from them, every ruler. So from Judah, this is referring to the Christ will come. I will shepherd that flock in order for my covenants to be fulfilled. I will bring Christ, the cornerstone, the tent peg, the battle bow, and every ruler will come from them. Together they will be like warriors in battle, trampling down the mud in the streets. They will fight because the Lord is with them, and they will put horsemen to shame. I will strengthen the house of Judah and deliver the house of Joseph. I will restore them. Why? Because I have compassion on them. And they will be as though I had never rejected them. For I am the Lord their God, and I will answer them. Ephraim will be like a warrior, and their hearts will be glad as if with wine. Their children will see it and be glad, and their hearts will rejoice in the Lord. I will whistle and gather them because I have redeemed them. They will be as numerous as they once were. Though I sow them among the nations, they will remember me in distant lands. They and their children will live and return. I will bring them back from the land of Egypt and gather them from Assyria. We are talking about Ephraim here. Ephraim, those 10 northern tribes. I will bring them back from the land of Egypt and gather them from Assyria. That's Ephraim. That's those 10 northern tribes, Israel, that had been taken into captivity by Assyria. I will bring them to the land of Gilead and to Lebanon, but it will not be enough room for them. Why won't that land be enough room for them? Because there will be so many of those 10 northern tribes coming back. He will pass through the sea of distress and strike the waves of the sea, but all the depths of the Nile will dry up. Meaning, yes, they will go through oppression, but they will be helped. And the depths of the Nile will dry up. The pride of Assyria will be brought down, and the scepter of Egypt will come to an end. I will strengthen them in the Lord, and they will march in his name. This is Yahweh's declaration. So we do get a little blip in chapter 10 that yes, they are going to go astray because their leaders are going to lead this flock astray. But don't worry, I am going to attend my flock Judah, and Christ will come from him. And they will be able to fight because the Lord will be with them. And he will strengthen the house of Judah, and he will deliver Joseph. He will restore them because he will have compassion on them. And it talks about how he will bring Joseph, or Israel, Ephraim, back to the land. He will do all this if they obey him. All right, next week we're going to dig into chapter 11 and see what the Lord has to say to Zechariah in chapter 11. I can't wait to share it with you.